Hello, I'm Josh Weisbrod, and here standing in for Ruben today
is Michael Christados.
Oh my god, it's so good to see you here.
Thank you, Josh. It's so good to look down and see you there.
Well, today we're going to be talking about some comics today that you might have read or not. Actually, you probably haven't yet because they just came out today.
Yes, but they're good comics, and we highly recommend that you check them out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Alright, well, first things first, I guess you all know how I feel about these. I don't even need to say anything about them. Booster Gold, Justice League Generation Lost, it's like an old friend, that's not in the stack, that's for later. But yeah, all these DC titles that involve the characters that were in the Justice League International, they're coming back. What, I don't even need to say anything. You know what I think. It's just, you should get them. If you haven't been following Generation Lost, get on. If you haven't been following Booster Gold, get on. I don't care. You should read them. Go for it.
Well, in the vein of the DC universe, we'll go on with Red Robin, just taking off after the assassination of Tim Drake. He's back trying to take down Anarchy. It's pretty good romp. You actually find out that Anarchy has been taking down a bunch of random kids that look like Tim Drake.
Oh, Booster Gold is in there.
And Booster Gold does show up, so Josh probably would love this book.
Yeah, I might like it. A little, I don't know about love. So there's a new Star Trek comic out. It's a new one-shot, Captain's Log on Pike. They've previously done Sulu, and they've also done Harrigan from Star Trek 7.
When are they going to do Guinan?
Guinan is not a captain, so never. So this is a story about Captain Pike, who was the first, well, not the first, but a very earlier than Kirk, captain of the Enterprise. He preceded Kirk, and he had number 1, who was a lady, and Spock was with him. Spock served with him. If you liked the episode of Star Trek called The Cage or The Menagerie, you should read this. So yeah, just come on in and beep once for yes, and don't beep twice because that means no. If you know about Captain Pike, you would get that. It's a joke about him being handicapped. He's in.
That's kind of mean.
Yeah.
Some people can only beep.
Yeah. Well, that's. Yeah.
What if only our viewers can beep to communicate?
Man, look at him. He's not looking good there.
Some people may like this, some people may hate this. This is the finale of the One Moment in Time, kind of the explanation as to what happened to Mary Jane and Spider-Man's relationship.
Really controversial.
It's controversial if you remember The Brand New Day, where Joe Quesada decided to annul Mary Jane and Spider-Man's marriage. But this is kind of the perspective as to how Mephisto changed the universe. It's got art from both Quesada in this, and it has, an appearance by Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Strange, so it has my vote of confidence. But basically wraps up as to what this storyline has been happening, what has been happening to Mary Jane and Spider-Man in this universe particularly, and you kind of need to know how to need it for the next one, 642, because they're back to being friends again, which is kind of out of the blue if you don't read this.
I can't wait to find out.
It's like your own personal romance story right there. It's great.
Oh yeah. Speaking of romance, guess what else is out this week? This Betty and Veronica magazine. I was joking about it last week, but I read the first one. And it's actually pretty good, and it's got these cool posters. Here's Betty and Archie, and they're married, I guess. There's the New York Daily News. It doesn't look like the New York Daily News because there's no weird headline about somebody being dead on the front with a big picture, or is that the Post? So yeah, it's actually kind of dealing with alternate realities and in the Archie universe, and it's going in some weird directions that I wouldn't have expected. What can I say? I was really surprised. Moose is in anger management. He's going out with this blind lady. She doesn't ever open her eyes though anyway, so maybe she isn't blind, but there's so many questions that are, have to be asked when you read these, but the answer is in the magazine, so you should get it. It's great. I'm really embarrassed to say that.
You shouldn't be. I mean, it talks about the more prevalent people.
It was really good.
On a more lighthearted note, the Eisner Award-winning Wonderful World of Oz in trade paperback now. It used to just be in hardcover, but it's a great read for kids and
It's a
anyone.
handy digest size.
It's a handy digest. It's
Take
great.
it on the train.
It basically follows the original tale of Frank L. Baum's Dorothy in Wonderland, but it's got great art by Scotty Young, and it's just a really great read for kids, adults, and highly recommend that you pick this up. There's also the ongoing series of Oz going on right now. It just ended, and Ozma of Oz is coming up soon in the next couple of months, so be on the lookout for those titles.
So another a resurgence from an earlier time. Weird War Tales is back for just one day, 1 month, a one shot, one day only. Darwin Cook artwork in here, as you can see. Also a lot of stories about all kinds of wars, but I think mostly in the 20th century. We have some World War II action with some trenches and some World War I stuff going on in here, and this war with the Tyrannosaurus Rex that we had.
That war.
That was a really rough one. So these are war tales, but they are also weird. So that pretty much explains it. This was a series that ran, I think it was the 70s or early 80s. And it was from DC, and now it's back, and it's ready to declare war on your brain.
Another trade that just came out is Wolverine Old Man Logan, Mark Millar's famous Wolverine story, where basically Wolverine has survived the attack of the villains on America or the world, and has become this aged old man that doesn't like to use his claws or be referred to as a Wolverine. Just came out a couple of years ago. It has basically Wolverine and a blind Hawkeye teaming up, fighting dinosaurs, old Moloids falling, old Spider-Mobiles. They go and basically take a road trip, but
The world is messed up in the future.
it is, and you basically find out why Wolverine became, such a haggard old man, and what happened to the X-Men is pretty tragic. So
It might make you sad if you worry about getting old or if you worry about the future, but it'll also make you excited.
and nostalgic.
Yeah.
I recommend picking this up in case you guys just skipped on the hardcover or missed any of the issues in the past. A lot cheaper, definitely worth reading.
You should score that old man. Day Tripper ends today.
No.
I know a lot of you were wondering after the last issue, where do they go from here? Because, wow, well, where do you go from any of them? Because he pretty much dies at the end of every single issue. So here's the big payoff. It's about a Brazilian obituary writer and his life, different parts of his life, but at the end of each story, he dies, and then the next issue continues like he didn't die. And here he is, as an old man. And gosh, I don't want to turn too far, but it's a beautiful artwork. It's Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon, those Brazilian brothers, come to bring you a story of Brazil and and some things happening in Brazil. Very authentic Brazilian flavor. There's no Brazilian waxes in this book. You'll be happy to hear.
That's disappointing. My final trade that I want to show you guys is Spider-Man Spider Fever, or just Fever. Team up with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. It is written by Brendan McCarthy, and the artwork evokes old Ditko style, but it's really weird and out there, trippy. Basically anything with Doctor Strange means you can draw whatever the heck you want, and it really goes for it, and I have a soft spot for Doctor Strange, so...
If you ever wanted to see what Spider-Man looked like in green,
yes,
he's swapped it out this series.
I think it works for him. It's a good complexion.
Spiders are never, well, some of them are red. None of them are green, I guess, actually.
Except that weird Brazilian green spider.
They're
you learn about that in Day Tripper.
They're
actually.
rarely primary colors of Spider-Man spiders. Dr. Horrible is out in trade. Every little Dr. Horrible one-shot and little mini-series that's ever come out is finally here for everybody who missed them. We have the story about Captain Hammer, the story about Moist, that guy who's, his friend who's just like sweaty. And then there's, what's her face? The lady, Felicia Day's character. Dr. Horrible is in there. Everybody's in here. And you're going to want to be in here too. Every story will evoke those songs that you all got so into a year ago, and that series that you watched like 20, 50 times last summer. You know, it's all here, and it's ready for you. Dr. Horrible is here. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it's everything I've got to talk about.
I'm all talked out. I need to go take a nap actually. So.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you very much, everybody. And you know, here on the in the store or on the internet, I will always be your best friend. Thank you, Lindsay, behind the camera. Thank you, Mike, for joining in.
No problem. Thank you.
You can never replace Ruben, of course. But,
well, I've already hid his body in the walls. So.
But yeah, okay, that's you shouldn't say that on camera. Everybody in the world will know. Anyway, I'm gonna miss all of you so much, and especially you.